Hello students, welcome to the video session lecture of the course Finite Element Analysis. Myself A. Ajay Kumar, Assistant Professor Mechanical Department from Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to discuss about the basics of finite element analysis. Finite element method or finite element analysis is the most widely used method for solving problems of engineering and mathematical models. Typical problem areas of interest include the traditional fields of structural analysis, heat transfer, fluid flow, mass transport, and electromagnetic potential. The FEM is a particular numerical method for solving partial differential equations in two or three space variables. To solve a problem, the FEM subdivides a large system into smaller, simpler parts that are called finite element. This is achieved by a particular space discretization in the space dimensions, which is implemented by the construction of a mesh of the object. To solve complex problem in finite element analysis, the students must study the basics of finite element analysis. So in this first slide, we are going to see about what is numerical method. So under this numerical method, there are classification of finite element method, boundary element method, finite difference method, finite volume method, and meshless method. So if anyone know the numerical method, they can easily solve finite element method problems. The small definition of finite element analysis is a numerical method for solving problems of engineering and mathematical physics. So then we want to know the description of finite element method. Finite element method cuts a structure into several elements. This is known as discretization. The art of subdividing the parts into convenient number of smaller elements are known as discretization. So then the reconnects elements at nodes as if nodes were pin jointed or drops of glue that hold the elements together. This process results in a set of simultaneous algebraic equations. So the clear definition of finite element analysis. Finite element analysis or finite element method is a numerical method for solving a system of governing equations over the domain of a continuous physical system, which is discretized. That I discussed in the first slide. Discretization means the art of subdividing the parts into convenient number of smaller elements. So discretized into simple geometric shapes called finite element. So the continuous system, the example is time independent partial differential equations and time dependent partial differential equations. So we are changing into discrete system and in linear algebraic equation, that is ordinary differential equations. So next slide we are going to see the fundamental concepts of finite element analysis. So the property is stiffness matrix, the behavior is displacement, and the action is force. We can write the equation as also displacement is equal to, that is U is equal to K inverse into force. So if it is an elastic material, the property is stiffness and the behavior is displacement and the action is force. And it is a thermal problems means property is conductivity, behavior is temperature, and action is heat source. And it is fluid problems means property is viscosity, behavior is velocity, and action is body force. And if it is a electrostatic problems, the property is dielectric permittivity, behavior is electric potential, and action is charge. So next we want to see the method of solution. First, it is classified into classical methods and numerical methods. In classical methods, they offer a high degree of insight, but the problems are difficult or impossible to solve for anything but simple geometrics and loadings. So the simple geometrics and loading problems are normally known as classical methods. But in numerical methods, we are doing energy related problems, boundary element problems, finite difference problems, and finite element problems. So energy is mean by minimize an expression for the potential energy of the structure over the whole domain, and in boundary element the approximate function satisfying the governing differential equations but not the boundary conditions. In finite difference method replaces the governing differential equations and boundary conditions with algebraic finite difference equations, and in finite element method approximates the behavior of an irregular continuous structure under general loadings and constraints with an assembly of discrete elements. So next, analytical process of finite element method. First, structural stress analysis problem. So the conditions that solution must satisfy is equilibrium, compatibility, constitutive law, and boundary conditions. The above conditions are used to generate a system of equations representing the system behavior. So we should consider these all: equilibrium, compatibility, constitutive law, and boundary conditions. Second one is approach, that is force method or flexibility method. Internal forces as unknowns. Displacement method, that means also stiffness method. Nodal displacements are known as unknowns. For computational purpose, the displacement method is more desirable because its formulation is simple. A vast majority of general purpose finite element softwares have incorporated the displacement method for solving structural problems. So next we are seeing the analysis procedures of linear static structural analysis, that is one dimensional problem and two dimensional problem and three dimensional problem. So in this ME 8692 finite element analysis subject, we will see the one dimensional problem so as a line, and two dimensional problem as bar elements and beam elements, three dimensional problems like CST elements, that is constant strain triangular elements, axisymmetric elements, etc. So next we want to construct the finite element model. So that's why we already discussed about the discretization. That is, discretization means the subdividing the parts into convenient number of smaller elements. So one dimensional element is a line element. In two dimensional element, if it is a rectangular, we can able to divide the rectangle into many parts, and we will consider this small divided parts as a element, and we should arrange the equations and we should solve it by using the matrix algebra. And three-dimensional element is brick element. Okay, and total number of elements, we are just discretization in this B section is one dimensional element. We can't able to actually we can't able to divide it, but we can separate the lines into many lines. In two dimensional element, they are dividing the rectangle into many small rectangles. In three dimensional element also, they are considering a cubic element, and also it is discretized by many parts. Then second condition is we want to select a shape function. So shape function is very important in solving finite element method problems. So in one dimensional element, we can able to take the shape function as u is equal to ax plus b. And we also want to know the compatibility and constitutive law. It's a basic one. The stress is equal to Young's modulus into strain for one dimensional element, and also we want to know that sigma x is equal to du by dx. Form the element stiffness matrix and equations. First, there is three methods: is there direct equilibrium method, work or energy method, and the method of weight residuals. So this is the formula for method of weight residuals. And next one is form the system equation, that is assemble the element equation to obtain the global system equation and introduce boundary conditions. So in discretization, we are dividing the parts into dividing the parts, and we are numbering the nodes, and we are naming the elements. After that, we are separate equation should be formed, and at last we want to assemble all the equations, and we should solve the problem. And considering the boundary conditions, we can able to solve the problem further, and we can give the solution as clear. And next we want to see applications of finite element method. So for structural problem, that we want to consider analysis, static dynamic, linear non-linear, truss and frame analysis, stress concentrated problem like buckling problem, vibration analysis, impact problem. For non-structural problem, we should see the heat transfer problems, fluid mechanics problems, electric or magnetic potential, acoustics, biomechanics. So in this B Bachelor of Engineering level, we should see the heat transfer and mostly fluid mechanics problems. So then we want to know what is the advantages of finite element method. Can readily handle very complex geometry. So the heart and power of the FMS, this is the important point, that is can readily handle very complex geometry problems. We can able to solve complex geometrical problems, and then can handle a wide variety of engineering problems in solid mechanics, heat problems, electrostatic problems, etc. Can handle complex restraints. Indeterminate structures can also be solved. Can handle complex loading, that means point load, then pressure, thermal, inertial forces, time or frequency dependent loading. Then if there is advantages in the FEM, surely there will be disadvantages also. So the disadvantages of the FEM is a general closed form solution which would permit one to examine system response to changes in various parameters is not produced. So we can general closed form solutions. Then the FEM obtains only approximate solutions. The FEM has inherent errors. There will be occur inherent errors. So mistakes by users can be fatal. Sometimes the user can make many mistakes in the when solving the problems. So next slide we are going to see about the types of finite elements. We already discussed one dimensional element, two dimensional element. For one dimensional element there is example is spring, truss, beam, pipe, etc. Two dimensional is membrane, plate, shell, etc. And three dimensional solid element is 3D fields, temperature, displacement, stress, flow, velocity. And next, the mainly in this finite element analysis, we want to do the three steps, that is pre-processing, analysis, that means solution, and post-processing. In pre-processing, we should divide the parts, and analysis or solution section, we should be find the solution for this problem, and that's post-processing is in by computer section. So if we can able to find the stress analysis, strain analysis in the ANSYS software like that. So in pre-processing phase, create and discretize a solution domain into finite elements, and we should assume the shape function, and we should develop the equations, and we should apply the boundary conditions, initial conditions, and loading. So in the solution, that is processing phase, we should solve the problems by using that by pre-processing level. In post-processing phase, you may the heat fluxes obtain the other important information. At this point, you may be interested in values of principal stresses, heat fluxes, strains, etc. So these are some of the basic steps in the finite element method. So time independent problems, that is um, domain discretization. Already I told domain discretization means subdivide the parts and select the element type. We want to select the element type, shape and approximate function, we want to select that, and we want to derive the element equations, and after that we want to assemble the element equations by using that stiffness matrix, displacement is equal to force. Then incorporate boundary and initial conditions, and we want to solve the assembled system of equations for unknown nodal displacements and secondary unknowns of stress and strain values. And in that slide we are going to discuss about measures of accuracy in FEA. So accuracy, we can find the accuracy result as error is equal to exact solution minus the solution find by finite element method. Then convergence is limit of error as number of elements, that is H convergence, and approximation order is P convergence. Increases ideally, and error 0 is number of elements or approximation order. Simple element equation example, that is direct stiffness derivation, that is in equilibrium. So in this it is a spring problem, and we are considering node 1, node 2. We are finding two equations for that, and we should put that equation into a matrix form. Then after that, by using stiffness matrix, we should find the answer for the solution. So this is the small flowchart to find about the force, displacement. So and the force and the stress is having a equilibrium equations conduct, and also displacement and strain is having the connection with compatibility equation and strain displacement relation, and the stress and strain is also having a relation with constitutive relation. So at last, in this last slide, we have discussed about mechanics, that is theoretical mechanics, applied mechanics, and computational mechanics. We can define a computational mechanism as a person who searches for solutions to given problems, and applied mechanism as a person who searches for problems that fit given solutions, and a theoretical mechanism as a person who can prove the existence of problems and solutions. Thank you so much.